What if the biggest obstacle to becoming a better investor isn't a lack of information, but actually having too much? Surprising as that sounds, this is one of the most underrated problems that investors face today. We live in a time of unlimited financial information: CNBC, YouTube, X, podcasts, newsletters, AI. And yet, investors aren't more successful. They aren't less emotional. If anything, they may be making more reactionary decisions than ever. And I think there are three reasons why. Number one, information overload creates analysis paralysis. The more you consume, the more you realize the experts don't agree. One says buy, but the next says sell. So what do? Well, you read another article, then another, and suddenly you know more, but you're less certain. Number two, constant news encourages unnecessary action. Has this ever happened to you? You did the research, bought an investment, things are going fine. Then you turn on CNBC and some expert called it a mistake. Well, what happens next? You sell it. Constant news doesn't just inform you, it moves you, and not always in the right direction. Number three, short term noise drowns out long term thinking. Remember the tariff tantrum back in April of 2025? I think we called it Liberation Day. If you had gone on a long hike without cell service for a couple weeks, you might have missed almost the entire decline. But if you watched every minute of the decline, it felt like the world was ending. If you ignored it, you probably barely noticed it. Markets were back at all-time highs by late June. Liberation what? Most people have already forgotten about it. So if more information can hurt you, what's the answer? It's simple. Stop chasing information and start following a process. There isn't just one successful way to invest. The important thing is finding a disciplined process and sticking with it. Enough information to build a sound investment process is essential, but beyond that point, additional information often becomes noise that tempts you to abandon it. The investment process I follow doesn't require me to predict who the next Fed chair will be, where interest rates are headed, or when the next recession will begin. More information is just a siren song. And unlike Odysseus, you don't need beeswax or a mast. You just need to hit the power button or put the phone down. I'll admit, when I first got into this business, I loved watching CNBC. But nowadays, I just listen to music while I work. And nobody I'm listening to is singing about economic data. It's a lot more enjoyable, and it keeps me away from the siren song. I spend my time executing my process, focused on what I actually need. And that focus allows me to steward my clients' assets without getting pulled in every direction. Because successful investing isn't about knowing the most, it's about consistently acting on what matters the most.